Video games have come a long way since Atari and Pong in 1972. Even with the joy found in current tech and graphics, classic video games prompt some serious nostalgia. Sometimes when we go back to relive the past, it's just not the same. However, these video games from the 90s hold a special place. If they were the games from your childhood, get ready for a trip down memory lane. If you've never heard of them or played them, well, here's an education in awesome. It was the 90s, so rad. Time to blow the dust out of the cartridges, because we're going to travel back in time and relive the nostalgia. I'm Mike with List 25, and here are 25 classic 90s video games you need to play, which will take you on a journey of endless fun and excitement. But before we press start, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, join our Discord, become a member, and all that other cool stuff. All right, now press start. #25. Donkey Kong 64. What was really cool about this 3D game was the ability to use different characters with their unique talents to explore the world and collect various items. This game is perfect for collectors at heart. #24. Super Smash Bros. If it seems like Mario and his friends have done a bit of everything, well, you'd be correct. However, it wasn't until the end of the 90s that they joined the world of player versus player fighting in Super Smash Bros. Each arena had a unique design, each character had a unique fighting power and style, making it another solid fighting game to enjoy. And that commercial, the very first Smash Bros. Commercial, where they're skipping through the fields in the mascot suits and the Turtles song plays, is incredible. I can't see me loving nobody but you. Oh man. Oh, go check that out if you haven't. It was great. #23. GoldenEye. In 1995, the James Bond movie GoldenEye was released, and with the popularity of the movie, a video game was born. It was an excellent game for anyone wanting to explore their inner intelligence agent and fight against crime overlords. I think they've released it. I think you can get it for the Switch now, or at least Xbox. I know they made a new one with Daniel Craig. It just was like a remake, but like a few years ago. But I think they finally re-released GoldenEye, like on the Switch, on the N64 emulator. It's not what it's called, though. It's not really. It is an emulator. #22. Gran Turismo. No modern-day arcade would be complete without a racing game, or 5. You can partially thank this video game for that. While Gran Turismo wasn't the first racing video game, it certainly shot the racing simulator genre forward, paving the way for other popular racing games. Not 1990s, but Need for Speed Underground was amazing. Love driving with Celica. #21. Crash Bandicoot. How would you like to play a genetically modified bandicoot? I think a shrew-like small mammal. I had to look it up too. On a mission to defeat a mad scientist and save your girlfriend. Well, what if I tell you that at one point you get to ride a wild boar? You in? I thought so. #20. Diablo. Diablo. The game LAN parties were made of. Grab your questionably safe energy drinks and settle in for hours of hacking, slashing, and looting on your quest to defeat Al Diablos, aka Diablo. This quickly developed a cult following that continues to this day, with the release of Diablo 4 approaching in June 2023. #19. Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was one of the first video games to feature a female protagonist in the form of archaeologist Lara Croft. Not only was she an adventurer, she was also an adept fighter and puzzle solver. There have been several sequels and 3 movies. Actually, if you haven't played the new Tomb Raiders, I think it was 2016, and then the Shadow, and then oh man, those are amazing. I still gotta play Shadow. I have it, I bought it, I never got to start it, I've been really busy. #18. Mario Kart 64. If you love the world of Mario, racing, and 3D graphics, this game has, well, all of those things. This super fun racing game allows you to lob turtle shells, banana peels, and other weapons at your opponents, all set to the colorful world of Super Mario. It was the perfect addition to the already amazing franchise. I do remember the original too, but 64 really took it over the top. #17. Warcraft, Orcs and Humans. This real-time strategy, or RTS game, first released for MS-DOS and spurred quite the franchise. I still use DOS at my other job today. In this original Warcraft game, players chose to be human inhabitants of a place called Azeroth, or the invading orcs. There were both single and multiplayer settings, each with different objectives. The versatile gameplay and cohesive storyline made the game popular among many gamers. #16. Earthworm Jim. Imagine, you're an earthworm. Well, not just any earthworm, but a spacesuit-wearing, gun-wielding Earthworm on a mission to save Princess What's-Her-Name. Now imagine you can also use your Earthworm head to whip enemies. It may seem like a late-night junk food-fueled dream, but I can assure you, it's just a video game. Oh man. Earthworm Jim 2 is also great. Fresh! Wow! I still remember the sound effects from that game. Had Moonlight Sonata was in one of the like oh man. 15. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Tony Hawk is such an iconic skater, so it only makes sense that he has his own video game. Gamers were able to hang 10 and pull off some sick moves. I can't pull off that phrasing, all set to a playlist worthy of any skater. What's not to love about completing a backslide 180 in a school courtyard while suicide machines rock out in your headphones? 14. Half-Life. Scientists can be video game heroes too. In this first-person shooter, exclusive to your PC, you play Gordon Freeman on a quest to survive evil alien invaders. Half-Life won several awards due to its graphics, storyline, and gameplay. 13. Final Fantasy VII. This classic Sony PlayStation game is known for its cutting-edge graphics at the time. Looking back, it's rough. Intricate and captivating storyline, challenging turn-based battles, and a fascinating world to explore. You may enjoy playing the latest release of this game, but it's totally worth playing the original. Although, I know, 7 is regarded as the best. I don't like 7 as much. My two are Final Fantasy 9 and 10. Those are my favorites, with 9 being my ultimate favorite. So I think that one's underrated a lot. I think 7's a little overrated. That's just my opinion. 12. Resident Evil. Many are familiar with the Resident Evil movies, but in case you didn't know, the video game is an excellent way to explore that terrifying and shocking world. This game is perfect if you like psychology, horror, and mystery. I was too afraid to play the original. I eventually played 4 and 5. 11. Super Mario 64. When the Nintendo 64 came out in 1996, released with it were a few games we'd never forget, like Super Mario 64. Not only was this game 3D, a huge technological advancement, it was peppered with hidden secrets and bonuses, making it, just like the original, a great game to replay over and over and over again. 10. Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. Long before smartphones or the Switch became the portable go-tos for games, the Nintendo Game Boy was host to Pokemon Red and Blue. This game hooked the hearts of millions, me included, launching a world still very much loved and expanded on today. The ability to roleplay on this adventure with intense battles and enthralling creatures captivated gamers around the world. In 1998, Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition was released, with the gameplay starting out adapted to the TV show, so Pikachu just followed right along. If you remember Chubby Pikachu from the original Red vs. Blue, that's a different thing entirely. Red and Blue. 9. Myst. Beautiful graphics, mind-numbing puzzles. Not many players were able to make it through without the use of a guide, so if you're looking for a challenge, Myst will be right up your alley. I don't think I ever made it out of the starting area, but I was also 7 when this game came out. Each solved puzzles allowed you to travel to other ages to figure out each character's backstory, as not all characters are who you think they are. 8. FIFA International Soccer. We would be remiss to skip out on the advancement of sports video games in the 90s. While other sports had their time in the spotlight, it's tough to beat the popularity of soccer, or football. Starting at the end of 1993 and continuing through the rest of the decade, and well beyond, EA came out with several games for soccer lovers with progressively cutting-edge graphics. 7. Mortal Kombat. This game broke out on the scene surrounded by controversy thanks to its violent graphics. This controversy, of course, made it an incredibly popular game. There have been several spin-offs, sequels, and a couple movies. I think 2 was my favorite. 3 was great. Who's your favorite Mortal Kombat fighter? Oh, I'm gonna have so many questions for you guys to answer in the comments. 6. Sonic the Hedgehog. Mix together some Sonic speed, massive attitude, and colorful world building, and you've got the amazing Sonic the Hedgehog. This game is addictive, simple fun, and Sonic's impatience and quick wit made it even more entertaining. It's worth noting here that Sonic the Hedgehog, where are you? 2 came out in 1992 as a follow-up, and it introduced us to Tails, or Miles Tails Prower. If you're gonna play the first one, you might as well play the second one too. And the third one. And you know what? Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic Spinball, and Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Adventure 2, and then, so at that point, Ian 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. It was hard to make it through the 90s without enjoying the pizza-loving TMNT. This Hallmark franchise was made complete with metal lunchboxes and a totally gnarly video game. In this game, you play Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, or Raphael to save the city from the evil antics of the Shredder. 4. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. After Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link fell a little flat with fans, Nintendo backtracked to expand on the first version of Legend of Zelda, which is what hooked fans in from the beginning. This game was known for its epic and well-written adventures and detailed settings, forests, rivers, dungeons, magic potions. What more could your 90s gamer heart desire? 3. Street Fighter 2. This fighting game, it's not just for the SNES, how dare you? This fighting game introduced players to a multitude of characters, each with a special move or two, if you knew the right combinations, in addition to the basic kicks, punches, and blocks. It was one of the first PvP games, and if you adjust for inflation, it still sits as top grossing video game of all time. 33 cents, I think. I don't know what that sticker means. I had a fan who actually mailed me their 16-bit Sega Genesis. I used to have this one. Old roommates of mine from like a couple decades ago smashed mine, so I don't have it anymore. So I did have this. Got it 1991. Hanukkah 1991. Oh yeah. 2. Super Mario World. This game, released for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, continued the adventures of Mario and Luigi on their quest to rescue Princess Peach. This game allowed players to complete levels in multiple ways and introduced the much-loved character of Yoshi. Yoshi! I love Yoshi. 1. Secret of Monkey Island. A game that kicked off this amazing decade was The Secret of Monkey Island. It had an open format that allowed players to move through the island freely. However, it was a new form of gameplay, as it also guided you through the game, as opposed to just letting you figure it out on your own. God, I love Monkey Island. Curse of Monkey Island, I still sing the intro to this day. The intro to this day, actually 2 2s in a row. Oh man, my name is Murray. Murray was fantastic. So, sorry, sidetrack there. Also, wait a minute. We went through an entire list of 90s, like amazing 90s games and didn't mention Ocarina of Time. Rude. Forget everything I just said. Throw them all out. If you're going to play Ocarina of Time, not kidding, amazing. The earlier Zelda games are great. I'm a huge fan of Link's Awakening. Absolutely great. Loved it on the original Game Boy. Loved the remake that just came out a couple years ago. But if you're going to play one game from the 90s, Ocarina of Time. Trust me. So, what's your favorite video game from the 90s? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell, all the stuff that I mentioned up there. Thank you guys so much. I love you, and I'll see you next time. I was gonna play the Mario dying theme as I walk away.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.